Good morning. Peace and blessings. Happy Friday. I'm the Moon Mama. How are you all doing today? Energy over here feels pretty intense, pretty heavy, like a ton of bricks are sitting on top of me. So grateful I have practices and tools that help me be present with what's moving through me so that I can move through it, so that I'm not stuck. And I pray that that's also what's occurring for those of you who are within the sound of my voice, because we are moving through some very intense energies. And one of the things I'm very aware of is that playtime is over. Like, I feel like for me, I've been studying metaphysics, psychology, American history, all of that stuff I've been studying since I was a child, and now it all kind of makes sense to me. It's like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. Metaphysics, astrology, spiritual psychology, all of those practices that I have practiced and studied and devoted myself to, they're all working now. And there were times in my life where I just was like, why am I doing this? I remember when I first started really doing this work, I was about 29 in my Saturn's return, and I had a dream of a woman who was like, her skin was black as night, and she had like long hair, and it was kind of, long and elaborate, and then she had on a dress that felt very like a queen from England. It felt like that kind of thing. It was it was turquoise, and it was shiny, big fabric, and it had big chunks, big stones in the material, in the fabric, big crystals in the fabric. And I was sitting there talking to her like she was my coach, but it was in a dream. And then maybe a year or so later, I met her, and I remember thinking, oh, this is the woman in my dream. And I used to see her. Her name is, I call her Miss Clara. And she's just beautiful. She's still with us on this side, and she's 70 something, and she's fabulous. She's a gorgeous woman. And I used to see her when I was in my 20s, and I would always say to her, why am I here with you? I should be in a club somewhere drinking and getting drunk and blacking out and having, one night stands. But yet I'm here with you talking about the cosmos and, energy and all of that. And I was in such resistance to it when I was young, and now I get it. This is why, because I feel like I was preparing for this time that we're in. So today's a Venus day, and Venus is in Gemini. It's at 6 degrees. It finally is going direct. It's still in its shadow, and will be in its shadow through the end of the month, through the end of July. And Venus is the planet that is about our relationships, how we relate to the other. And it's a deeply internal thing, because as we've been, for those of you who've taken the Venus retrograde course, it's a lover energy, and the lover energy is tricky. It is tricky, but it is the most powerful energy there is, because it requires that you be present to everything. It requires that you dig into yourself to find your yes with everything for the sake of the experience. It's like, oh gosh, this story is coming to my mind, and I do not want to share it with you all, but I'm going to. So I once had this lover who he bought up all of my stuff with my father. Like, he felt pimpish to me. I didn't feel like I trusted him. I felt like it was all smoke and mirrors. And when I could not change the relationship, and I would break up or get out of it, and then I would be miserable, and then I would get back in it, and I would be miserable. And then at some point, he started seeing someone, and I was devastated, like, because I felt like we were so close. And Spirit told me, do not leave. Just stay in this energy, stay in it. And it was like a rock and a hard place experience. And I just knew that I needed to surrender to the experience because it was bringing me the medicine to help me heal my patterns with my father. And those patterns were that my father was disingenuous, that he was controlling, he said one thing and did something else, you know. Those are the stories that I had of my father. And so this person was bringing all of that up in me, and I needed to face those things. So I stayed in that relationship, as hard as it was, as painful as it was, and worked those energies through my own experience. While he was dating another woman, I was present, and he was saying one thing and he was in his own stuff, and it was painful. But I stayed in it, and I did my meditation work, my prayer work, my breath work, because I knew that he was helping me heal myself. It no longer was about him or what he was doing. It was all about, how do I free myself from these patterns of relating, from how I'm attracted to men who feel like they are generating my father's energy with me, because that was my early childhood patterning. And so I stayed in that relationship and did the work. And when it ended in the way that it ended with me feeling completely free from the pattern, because I would let it burn. There were times when I would lay down in my bed and envision him having sex with the woman that he was with. And it would kill me. And I would envision it until it didn't bother me anymore. I just would watch in my mind them having sex, like I was watching a pornography movie, a pornography video, and until I became neutralized to it, until it didn't bother me anymore. And soon thereafter, my energy around him just dissipated. I just didn't feel the same anymore. I just wasn't triggered anymore. It just moved through, and I was free from it. And so it's important that we begin to look at the places where we're stuck and take responsibility. We have to take responsibility for everything happening in our lives. Understanding that we are sovereign beings, that we are creating our reality, because this system that we're in, and I understand it through astrology and studying cosmology, we are projecting all of these experiences. Our energy is drawing into us what's within our psyches, so that we can then have an experience to have the experience. That's really it. And if we can not take it personally and allow ourselves to feel what we feel, then those experiences give us energy. And not only, we get and we receive energy, and we give energy. Like, it literally, it moves us forward. Like, if this is a game, when we go through those experiences, we get to take a step forward. Like, we get to get out of jail free. So that's Venus, and the moon is currently void in Sagittarius all day long, and we have a full moon eclipse tomorrow in Capricorn. And this void energy in Sagittarius truly is asking, it's like bringing you home to your own magic, to your own connection to the divine, to trust in who you are. And the best thing that we can do when we're trusting in who we are is know that wherever we are, God is with us. The God-Goddess presence never leaves us, no matter what's happening. When I was a Christian, I love that Bible verse that said, I think it's like Psalms 139, and it says, Lord, if I descend to hell, you are there, and if I ascend to heaven, you are there, and if I descend to hell, even the light shall surround me in hell. Even the light will be in hell. And so if we understand that heaven and hell are states of consciousness, they are not places. And and in your state of consciousness, wherever you go, if you go to hell in your mind, or if you are in heaven in your mind, the light is there. The divine is there. God is there. You are never alone. And so I encourage you in this Sagittarius energy, before we're moving into this eclipse, there's a great deal of intensity. There's a great deal of pressure building. Everybody can feel it. We're all in it together. And the best thing you can do is ask, how can I experience God here? How can I experience God here? What would God be here? Look in the mirror and ask yourself, who is God here? How can I feel God? Am I God? Who am I? And understand that in the question of who am I, in the question of who is God, the question will, because we live in this this reality, the question itself will bring forth an experience that helps you understand God in a better way. And if you can not take anything personally and be aware that everything is happening in your mind, in your consciousness, you're creating your reality to the best of your ability, you can, the full moon energy will sort of set you free if you can hold the awareness that God is everywhere, even the spaces that we don't like or desire. And that is the ultimate lover energy, to recognize God in hell. If you, Greek mythology, Persephone, who was like, I think the daughter of Athena, had to go to hell. And, you know, she's like a queen, a princess, the most beautiful thing. And she had to go to hell 6 months of the year, because it's important to be able to make peace with your shadow, to be able to know that even in your shadow, the divine is there. When you're in your highest state of consciousness, the divine is there. You're never separate from the divine. And if you can know that now, that will be incredible for you. So if you'd like to join the Mercury retrograde course, we still have another week or so. Mercury retrograde ends on the 12th of July. So we're still doing that. We have 3 sessions, venting sessions and a lacing ceremony that are already recorded there. You can enjoy them during this time. And I don't know if you would enjoy it, but you can use it, because you can use it to help you clear your energy out. And then next week, we're going to be offering something else. And all right, you all, peace and blessings. I'm the Moon Mama. Have a wonderful day, and thank you to everyone. Oh, I would love for you to give donations. It's Friday. You can give me donations at Monique, $ Monique /Ruffin, or at Cash App, $ Monique Ruffin, straight through. And that is all. Peace and blessings. Thank you. Bye-bye.